Hi, I'm Monica from DAT Solutions, here to show you how to negotiate the best rates using the broker to carrier spot rate tool, the quick rate lookup tool, and the national load count chart in your DAT load board subscription. Today I'm going to be working in TruckersEdge Pro, so if there are any features you see that you want but you don't currently have, I've placed a link in the description below and you'll want to be sure to check that out. Let's get started. First thing we're going to do is check out the broker to carrier spot rate.
After you populate a search, you can click any load to see the prior 15-day average for that lane. Keep in mind, to see the broker to carrier spot rate, you'll need to either do a city-to-city search or do a quick rate lookup, which is found under the additional tools in the drop-down menu. Simply choose your equipment type, input origin and destination, and click search. Both methods will generate the average rate, the range from low to high on that specific lane, and up to 5 tri-haul options showing higher paying routes will be generated as well if they are available.
The broker to carrier spot rate is generated from actual transactions in that lane over the last 15 days. You want to keep in mind that these are paid rate averages that include fuel surcharge. So you need to take into account any accessorial charges like additional stops, extra labor, detention. Maybe it's a high-value load and you need more insurance. You'll want to add these additional expenses back into the base rate that DAT provides for you. Okay, so after you've looked at the spot rate, you're going to want to look at the national load count on the dashboard.
To use this chart, choose your equipment type from the drop-down menu and then look at 2 things:
the state that you're hauling out of and the state that you're hauling into. The load density for these states will give you a basic idea of supply and demand for both markets. You want to know this because supply and demand drives rates. For instance, if you're driving into California.
Today, there are 632 loads going in and only 249 loads coming out.
So you'll probably have a hard time finding a load leaving California because more trucks are going in than there are loads coming out. So if you are hauling into California, you want to make sure that you charge enough on that load to get out and cover your deadhead for the next load. On the flip side, if you're hauling out of California, you might have to take a lower rate than you want because so many trucks are competing for those loads.
And that's how you use the national load count chart to understand load density and supply and demand for a specific market.
Although supply and demand drives average rates, you'll want to keep in mind that the long-term goal is building business relationships with brokers. The longer you've been in business, the more confidence a broker will have that you can get their freight from A to B. But safety ratings and reputation do come into play. So maybe you've only been in business for a few months, but you have stellar safety ratings and great reviews on the DAT database. A broker is more likely to want to work with you than a carrier who has been in business for years but has poor safety ratings, a bad reputation, or bad reviews on the DAT database. These are just a few of the tips and tricks we have to help you negotiate the best rates. If you have some great negotiating tips, leave those in the comments below. I hope this video helped. If it did, give us a thumbs up. We do have links to our products and other social media sites in the description below. And for the really fun stuff like exclusive DAT deals, user-generated content, tips, tricks, and so much more, be sure that you subscribe to our channel and click the bell. Once again, I'm Monica from DAT Solutions, and I will see you soon.